Hey guys, Nick here from Velocity Trading, and in this video I'm going to be going over this week's market recap. Alright, so this week has been pretty interesting. Every single day now we've been seeing the same exact algo. Every single day now, starting with LODE on Monday. Tuesday I believe was GRNQ, so we'll go over all those plays, but just interesting to see it. Definitely a big change up to what we've been seeing recently, right? It's been very slow the past like 3 weeks. August has been a lot slower, compared to July and June. We had a really hot summer, but August has been pretty slow so far. But definitely heated up this week with this new algo we're seeing. I've been trading a lot less this month. This was definitely my most active week. It wasn't even that active compared to some of my prior trading. Had some nice short winners, right? Now, that was one of my focuses coming into this week. I mentioned to chat that this week I'm going to kind of look for some more potential shorts this week, because we have been seeing a lot of some of these plays fade nice in the pre-market. So I did have a nice play where I started in pre-market and added some into the open. I'll go over all that. But overall, I'm pretty happy with my my trading this week. There was one trade that I wasn't too pleased on. It wasn't the best setup, but again, I'll go into that. So let me go into it now. All right, so let's start back. Going on Monday. I just want to show you guys. Didn't take any trades on Monday, but I just want to show you guys LODE for Monday. Oh no, excuse me. I'm wrong. I did trade on Monday. My bad. I got confused because it was in my swing trading account, because LODE I kind of had a possible overnight thesis here on LODE from Monday. So let me go over this one. Too far back. Yeah, so LODE. This kind of started off like the algo trend here on LODE. A little bit different. This one did gap up 7 a.m. on LODE. Some of them, we were seeing more so like 9. LODE was a 7 a.m. gapper. Pretty much, spiked all the way up, came in, pushed, pulled in, and then we got that parabolic out of the gates here on LODE. And I was buying this one into the flushes on LODE. I don't actually have the chart for this one. I have the charts for all my other trades besides this one on LODE, because like I said, it was in my swing trading account. So got in here on the dips on LODE, 150s, 155s. And the goal on this one was for end of day strong close into a gap, sell into the gap tomorrow. It's a mining name. It had a lot of hype on LODE. There was a lot of dilution on it, so I guess I kind of played a factor too on this one. Whereas if we start to go and rip, I think a lot of shorts will be bent. Seeing the filings, seeing it's a bigger float, but it was still trading thin, right? I mean, we had some big prints on it, right? We're printing, basically 1 million bars, constantly on the 1 minute here. Had another nice little wave 2 wash, trap, and squeeze. Pushed into end of day, and had some fail follow through, right? Had some fail follow through here on LODE, and I was seeing up here, right? Definitely looked like they were trying to work out that exit here, end of day here on LODE. Just sort of tape got really heavy. Each push was failing. So I did. Actually, no, I did sell some into the 190s, I believe, here, and then the rest I took off as we had some fail follow through. Wanted to give some a chance, but sold their 190s a little bit. And then here, we had that rug pull end of day. And then once we kind of, broke back below VWAP here, I was just taking it off. 160s, 170s here on LODE. Made a few R on it. I think I made like 3-4 R on this one here on LODE. That was Monday. Thesis never really came into fruition, right? Wanted this to close strong, gap overnight. Was going to sell into that gap strength in the morning. Didn't get that on LODE. So that was Monday. We also had MBOT on Monday. Again, continuing the pre-market fades we've been seeing in this market, right? Just really have been probably the best working strategy at the moment has just been these long crowded pre-market names. You know, newsletter comes in 9 a.m. Robinhooders come in at 9 a.m. and they've been top ticking it, right? You know, doesn't see a tick higher, right? Newsletter bought the highs, and you know, from there it was just a nice low stress easy fade, right? MBOT came in all the way to 950, right, from 1250. So that's a nice fade there on MBOT. So that was Monday. So had that low LODE trade on Monday. Now Tuesday, I had a really big short on GRNQ. So we'll go back to GRNQ, and this again, you know, really the trade on GRNQ. The really only reason I took this one was because of really just, you know, that LODE trade. It just really was so similar. The price action at these levels, the same time, price action was so similar. Let me pull up my my trade here on this one on GRNQ. So this was my trade on it, and you guys can see there, pretty much spot on there on GRNQ, right at 3. And this day was you know, pretty crazy too, because I was down max loss on the day, believe it or not, pretty much right next to max loss on the day. So I mean, this trade would have really did some damage if it didn't work out. Again, I have my risk in place, but still it would have been a you know, pretty bad day. It would have been like a 4-hour loss day, which I haven't had in very long. I've been very good recently with my risk management. Ever since I started tracking, you know, and doing my R system, I really haven't had a day where I lost, you know, more than max loss, and I've been having very minimal max loss days compared to the past. So I definitely encourage you guys to really you know, use an R system, a risk management system, and calculate your trades on R rather than dollar amounts, right? Very important. It's a simple change too, and trust me, it'll do you wonders. So GRNQ here, again, really the thesis here was that, you know, we're gonna get this end of day rug pull. They're gonna, you know, dump it into the close, ran it up all day, and then you set up for that end of day flush, and that's exactly what came in. We got here on GRNQ, and really, if I wasn't really paying attention to LODE yesterday and kind of making that little assumption that maybe this is the same algo here and they're gonna look to dump it into the close, and you know, it's correct. And we also did have FAMI from last week too. That one was pretty similar. FAMI, I believe. FAMI, yep. That one was pretty similar also to LODE. So it's kind of going off those two and seeing that end of day flush. So pretty much hit max size there. 10,000 shares there at $3. And I was risking that 310, right? Risking this top here, this 310, 312. And worked out, right? Pretty much the pull came in right after. You know, I mentioned it to chat too. I'm like, guys, watch for a rug pull here on GRNQ. I think we're gonna, you know, flush into the close, and yeah, this was a big win. This was one of the biggest wins I've had in a pretty long time. GRNQ made a over 10R on this trade. Over 10R I made on this trade. I think I made like 13R. May have posted the P&L. Let me see here in chat. Yeah, yeah, made about 13K there on that GRNQ short. So that was a big trade for me, biggest one I had in a little bit. So that was nice there, that GRNQ short. On that same day, I did trade MICT. Did I post the charts on MICT? Oh, I thought I did. I guess I didn't. So I didn't post the charts there in MICT, but I do remember you know, how I traded it. Sorry about that. I usually always post the charts. I just forgot on a couple names this week. Yeah, so I took 2 losses on this year on MICT, and as I said, you know, I lost about 3K on this, which is, you know, 3R for me. So this was you know, we got beat up pretty good on this one. got beat up pretty good on this one. So I played the reclaim, right? So I played the reclaim here on MICT. I'm trying to think, where did I get stopped at? Okay, yeah, this is where I got stopped at on this candle right here. Yes, there's this candle right here. So I played the reclaim on MICT. I got in, I think on this pullback here, I got in around 710. Yeah, so I got in around 710 on MICT here, looking for this reclaim, looking for this follow through here, and we did get it, which was frustrating on this trade because the thesis was right. The trade worked out. We got that squeeze on MICT, but it was just unfortunate that I got stopped out. My risk was 690 on it. On MICT, and what I did on this trade, and actually funny today because I mentioned people on Pixie, I could go over that too when we get to it, was that this one had pretty good range, right? It had pretty good range, and it wasn't like a clear cut base and level to really risk off of on MICT. I guess you could really say it was 750, and I mean 710 risking 650, it's too big of a risk, right? So and almost at that point, it's like, it makes it tough to really, play it without a clear cut, base structure to really risk off of, right? So I got in there 710, risking 690. What I could have also done was play an over under on it. So where I give it a couple seconds to see if it reclaimed, which it did. I could have played over under 690 on it because 650 is just too much risk at that point. It's not worth taking the trade. So I think what I could have done a little bit better was playing over under that 690 area on MICT, and as this candle came down, my risk was 690, a hard stop, and got stopped out and whipped right back above and ripped all the way up to 850. So that was a frustrating trade there because I was right, worked out, and then in my head I'm like, should I get back in? And now do you think, am I just revenge trading? So it was tough, right? Just seeing how it do that so soon. Was thinking maybe we flush out, it comes back around, but it didn't. Well, it actually did, and I'll go over my trade. I played it again here. So yeah, I mean, that was it there on that first one. Just unfortunate, I got stopped out. Came back around. Reclaim view up here. You can see volume a little lower. Got in here. Again, same thing, like 710, 715 on it. On this swipe, I got in. Added a little bit more as it was holding. Was thinking it was going to hold, rip back up, make a new high possibly. And it just had fail follow through, right? It stuffed, it shoved. It's just each pop here was just, it just couldn't go, right? There's just a hidden seller. Someone was selling here. It just, wouldn't go. And then basically, it was pretty crazy on the tape too. If you guys watch the tape on it, they pretty much just was there the whole time, right? They were showing size too. They had no mercy there. They were just showing their blatant size. It was pretty much a wall of 200K, just bringing it down, walking it down, walking it down, walking it down. So whoever that rigger was just had no mercy. They were just showing their size, just absolutely obliterating it. And it was SSR too, so it made it probably almost impossible to short it, right? I mean, they were just absolutely just destroying this thing all day on MICT. Just a tough one, right? Low float SSR. Yes, it does have a history of closing below the open. I guess again, it came down a lot pre-market, right? This has kind of been the trend lately as I went over, right? Gap it up pre-market, run it up as high as possible. Bag all these long chasers, dump into that. And this one kind of came in too much, right? Wasn't the best quality trade I took. Again, I even said it before I took the trade. This is more of like a B setup, C plus setup. Kind of similar to like Pixie today, a little bit in a way. But yeah, that was that trade on MICT. Then I pretty much, crushed it on GRNQ, max size, short. That was Tuesday, right? So that was Tuesday. Now Wednesday, I don't think I took any trades on Wednesday. That was the BDR day. We had that T1 halt on BDR. That was a really interesting play. Yeah, this one was a pretty crazy play. We didn't know what was going on. We didn't know if it was a T12 halt or what was going on here. This thing was moving off like a Form 4, insider buying, pretty sketchy. You know, and it really didn't even give any pullbacks, right? I was considering a long on. I put it out in chat and I think Twitter too. I may have. I said I'm watching for short traps on it to get long, but it never really came sub VWAP, right? You know, just pretty much straight up out of the gates. They gunned this as high as possible out of the open, and then basically the Amex. They said, "What's going on here?" And they suspended the trading, and you know they were kind of investigating to see why their stock's up so much. You know, basically the company said they have no idea why why the stock's up so much, and you know, opened at 220 and had a little pop. I'm sure their algo is probably working out that exit, and you know, dumped from there, right? So BDR, you know, same type of deal, you know, as the day before, that GRQ, you know, gapped it up, high volume out of the open, similar price structure, similar play, and this one it didn't end well, right? The trading got suspended, and it, you know, dumped into the close, right, on BDR. That was that. And that was an interesting play. It was fun to watch the tape on. We were watching it live on the live stream. It was a fun play. We thought maybe you know, it would be a different turnout. Maybe there was actually some news possibility, and it goes 455, but nope. Most of the time you get an intraday halt. It spells trouble, and was trouble here on BDR. It didn't end well for long, so that was that play. Also, we had AESC. I got them confused, my bad. I kind of confused AESC for a second there with my bad, the GRQ. As far as the algo, I mean. Yeah, so AESC was kind of that same algo that we had the day before on GRQ. So it was load, GRQ, AESC. So yeah, this one, same thing, right? Light pre-market move here. Morning pop, failed, reclaimed the VWAP, pretty much grinded all day. Into the close, you know, it faded, right? And I was thinking maybe this is the one that doesn't fade and we get an end of day move. I was really considering a long on it. I forgot why I didn't long it. I was considering longing here. I just didn't on AESC. Wanted to see maybe one more comeback. Oh no, actually, yeah, no, it wasn't here. So I was actually looking around. I was looking around here. Sorry guys, just a lot of information I'm trying to remember, you know, from the whole week. So yeah, it was after flush below VWAP because there was still some time left. I was thinking maybe this consolidation pushes and it reclaims. So I was watching like 225, 230 for a base to the long in case it came back, because we just saw like 2-3 stocks in a row both flush end of day. So I'm thinking that, okay, AESC low flow, this one may be the one. SSR was on it. This one could be the one that reclaims and goes. But it didn't, right? Same trend, right? Run it up all day and dump it into the close, right? So same trend here on AESC. Same story, right? So yeah, that was it on that one, right? Nice little, you know, wash, wrap, and squeeze. Nice rips throughout the day, and same story, right? End of day flush. So that was Wednesday. Now we're heading into Thursday. Yesterday, I did take 3 trades yesterday, so I did take a lot of trades yesterday. So let's go over yesterday. Yesterday was a fun day, a good day for us. A lot of people, we crushed it on OPGN yesterday. I mean, this was a big time 8+ setup short. Couldn't have worked out any better on OPGN. Fantastic. So yeah, I just want to show some of the members in the room too. Billy had his biggest one of his biggest trades of his career yesterday on OPGN. Same thing with Nelson. Nelson crushed it on OPGN also. So love seeing it. Same thing with I think George too. Just got into shorting too. He crushed out on OPGN. We really had a good game plan on this one in the pre-market. So here's my chart on it. Now I'll kind of go over what we're thinking here on OPGN. First starts off by looking at the daily, right? We just went on a big day, guys. We had 200 million shares we traded. That's a lot of overhead supply, right? A lot of bags in this on OPGN. Even looking back here, we had a 51 million volume day. So first off, there's a lot of supply, right? We know trading is a game of supply and demand, guys. So we had a lot of supply. We also had some dilution in the filings too. So there was some dilution, a lot of overhead on OPGN. So those are some big factors there, guys. And also, we're seeing this trend, right? These pre-market plays, they're trying to run it as high as they can pre-market, wait for 9 a.m., wait for newsletter to buy, wait for Robinhooders to buy, and then from there, unload it, right? Dump it. And that's what we saw, right? So I was waiting patiently, started some in there around 9 a.m., upper 350s, got some more there at 360s. And was kind of saying maybe a couple scenarios could play out here, but actually the best one played out here. If we broke over pre-market highs, it would have stopped out, reassessed, could have went 4+, and then waited for an opportunity then. But we got the best case scenario here. Flushed out of the open, waited for a pop, got that pop into 330s, got my almost full size. I wanted 10K shares, but got 8K, still good enough for me. And then, was playing the flushes, right? Was playing the flushes there on OPGN. Got out some there 270s, 260s, and then got out, a nice, good amount of chunk there, 250s on OPGN. So that was a trade there. Made just under, I think I made just under $7 on that one, like 6.8, 6.7, I believe it was, on OPGN. And then had two more trades on yesterday. AESC, I actually did play this one yesterday. Was kind of thinking my thesis on this was, it was a PR yesterday, day 2. I don't like playing day 2s. I even said this was more like a C+B setup again. So it was smaller size on it, but I know my charts looks like I went heavy on it. I really didn't. I know there's a lot of arrows here. We're just really scaling in small chunks like 500, 500, 500. Then added a little bit bigger there on the reclaim. Was thinking we're going to go 250s, close to $3. Nope, but had some follow through. And dump stopped out there below 2 on AESC. So kind of my thesis was like day 2. They had a PR, a little, something maybe up here. 100 million shares traded the day before. I don't know if they walk on that. Low float. And it just had some follow through there on AESC. So give me 1 second here, guys. Sorry. Sorry about that, guys. So yeah, that was kind of my thesis there on AESC. It had some follow through, so it didn't work out there on that trade. Was a small loser too. Like I said, I went smaller size. I lost about like a little over an hour on it, so it wasn't the biggest loser there. And then my last trade yesterday was on Gevo. We know Gevo, right? That one made history yesterday, but just didn't end very well, right? So Gevo yesterday, I don't know what to say about the volume. It was just absolutely incredible. Almost 1 billion shares. Think about the guys, 1 billion shares in a small cap. Just absolutely insane. I mean, just incredible prints on these 1 minutes. Just massive volume on this trade on Gevo. And same thing, right? Remember I was just going over that AESC trade on Wednesday. I was thinking about playing it. Maybe they don't pull the same trick. Same thing here. I was thinking, all right, they walk it down. 2 p.m. comes, 3 p.m. comes, and it doesn't give that end of day flush. I'm going to look to long it. That's what I did there on Gevo. So got long there, 170s, added there into the dips. 150s, upper 150s. Got some good size on it. Pretty much unlimited liquidity on this thing. I mean, you could easily fill 300K shares if you want, 400K shares if you want. So monster liquidity on this thing. I think I got like 20K shares on it, close to 20K shares on it on these dips. Sold some into 190, sold about a half into 190 there on Gevo. And then I wanted to hold the rest overnight. I wanted to hold the rest overnight on Gevo. I did, and that's what happened today. I had a pretty decent loss on it, but I did lock them in here, so I did make some profit. But overall, today I lost almost 4R on it, so it was pretty bad. But locked some in yesterday, so overall I forgot what I lost. It wasn't, I think I overall lost like 2.5 R on it, on Givo. But yeah, I mean, the thesis was that, this is the one, maybe they were kind of setting up this one, but Givo, just a toxic ticker, just a dilution, big dilution name. Underwriter was Wainwright, of course. They show no mercy, right? Wainwright, they don't give a shit, right? They're gonna screw you in the ass, right? They pretty much offered at midnight, right? Just brutal, right? I mean, they couldn't have waited to 9 a.m., 9, 10 a.m., today, 9, 9, 10 today. Usually we see those offerings happen, pre-market between 9 and 9:20. But nope, they showed no mercy. They pretty much ended all the long lives overnight at midnight. I'm happy I sold some yesterday too, because if I held my whole position, I mean, that would have been like a really bad loss. It would have been like a 6-7 hour loss. I'm happy I sold some yesterday. Stings too, because I was up a good amount here at 220s. I was up a good amount. I had like a 165 average. Just unfortunate that it had an offering overnight, and I got caught up in that offering. That's the risk you run, guys. Swinging some of these penny stocks. A lot of these companies are trash. You can see Givo putting out an offering overnight, and you couldn't even have sold, right? I mean, it was after hours, midnight, so what can you do, right? So that's always the risk you run, swinging some of these plays. So yeah, it's really it on that one. Just Wainwright killed us, right? I mean, dirty underwriters. So yeah, that was it. And then last thing I'll go over. This is pretty long. This video, longer than I thought it would be. There's gonna be Pixie from today. Yeah, Pixie was the hot play today. It was kind of looking like a slower pre-market, but Pixie came in around 9 a.m. Newsletter bought it up, flushed out of the open. I'm sure many were thinking it's just a newsletter pump, but it looks like someone stepped in here, squeezed it up, ripped it up even higher. And I didn't get involved with this one again for two reasons. One, I got crushed on Givo, that overnight swing, so didn't want to place any more trades for the day. And just it was a little tough. The price action was a little bit tougher to read on this one. It was a little choppy. The price action originally on it on Pixie, and again, it's a toxic name. Look at the history on it, right? I mean, look left. All you got to do is seeing these big gap up days, and it comes right back in. A lot of dilution on this name also. So it was a little bit tougher reads on it. I kind of said this is like a C+ setup on Pixie. I mean, some of us were kind of assuming maybe the algo's back on this one on Pixie, right? 3 million afloat, but there was no borrows, right? So a lot of conflicting factors on it on Pixie, and many of us in the chat avoided it. Did rip though. We'll see what it does throughout the day on Pixie, but that's really going to be it for this video. Made it pretty long, longer than I thought. So hope you guys enjoyed. Hope everyone has a great weekend. If anyone's interested in joining, we have a free 7-day trial. Link will be below down in the description. I'm out, guys. Peace.